The Domino's we know and love today is a billion-dollar empire. But before it joined the league of McDonald's and KFC, it was an unwanted pizza store. Here is the story of how the founder of Domino's went from being the unwanted child to the genius behind a billion-dollar empire. Thomas Stephen Monaghan, born on March 25, 1937 on St. Patrick's Day in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Monaghan was just 4 years old when his father died on Christmas Eve. Monaghan's mother had difficulties raising him alone, and at age 6, in 1943, Tom and his younger brother Jim ended up in a foster home, until their mother collected them again in 1949. They moved back to Traverse City where Tom started his schooling. After 7th grade, Tom started moving schools and was keen on working. When he started looking out for opportunities, he finally ended up finding a job selling newspapers. To earn some extra money he started fishing and would sell it door to door. But at the family level, his relationship with his mother started drifting apart, when his mother finally decided to put Tom and Jim back again into foster care. By high school, Tom started thinking that he would now fulfill his dream of becoming a priest. His parish priest arranged for him to enter St. Joseph's Seminary, but he could not handle the discipline, and was asked to leave in less than a year. After leaving the seminary, Monaghan returned to Traverse City and attended St. Francis High School. His mother, irritated by his behavior, placed him in a juvenile detention home. When his aunt and uncle found out, they were able to get him released into their custody. Monaghan finished last in his class and had hoped to go to college, but his grades were poor and he had no money. He enrolled himself in a college in Big Rapids, Michigan, and worked odd jobs to pay his tuition, in a hope to transfer to the University of Michigan. He then came across a poster advertising paid college tuition if he joined the Army. He filled out all the paperwork only to realize that he had joined the Marines. After successfully completing his 3-year tour of duty in the Marines, Monaghan naively invested the $2,000 he had saved for tuition in a get-rich-quick scheme to never see his money again. He was left with only $15 in his pocket. Monaghan planned to attend the University of Michigan in the fall of 1959, but became ill with an infected eardrum and could not even afford the textbooks. In September 1960, his brother, Jim, heard that a pizza shop in Ypsilanti, Michigan, was up for sale. The brothers bought the business and named it Dominos Pizza. Jim kept his post office job and Tom intended to return to the university. But soon Jim sold his half of the business to his brother for a 1959 Volkswagen Beetle that had been used as a delivery vehicle. It was a setback, but I took it in stride and was optimistic. Tom threw himself into the business of making the best pizza in the world. He created a very simple menu. He investigated what made the best sauce, purchased the highest quality toppings, made the freshest dough, used the most expensive flour and cheese, and guaranteed delivery as rapidly as possible. I made the decision to commit myself heart and soul to being a pizza man. My purpose was clear, and the knowledge that the future success or failure of the business rested on my shoulders alone was welcome. Business did well enough to open a second store in Mount Pleasant, Michigan, catering to college students. Both his stores became the busiest pizza stores in the country. As the business continued to grow, Tom had to face a number of challenges. In 1967, a fire destroyed his anchor store in Ypsilanti. By 1970, unrestrained expansion had put Domino's into $1.5 million of debt. Monaghan turned the company over to Ken Hevlin, a local businessman, on May 1, 1970, to avoid bankruptcy. Within a year he regained control, and by 1973 Domino's had recovered. This was when he realized that he needed to change the business model. It was therefore decided that anyone who wanted a franchise no longer had to pay an initial fee. Instead, they had to manage a store for at least a year successfully. This idea not only worked well, but proved to be extremely successful. Today Domino's is worth $18.64 billion, and operates 17,800 stores in more than 90 countries around the world. And this is how a child with very hard luck, and no support from the family, turned a single pizza store into a billion-dollar empire. Thank you for watching. For more such videos, do not forget to subscribe to our channel. See you next time.